Yeah. So I have completely 7.2 years of experience in IT industry. So into DevOps, I have 6.1 years of experience in two different organizations. One is Deluxe Technologies and recent one is Galsoft. Galsoft is a product and service based company. The Galsoft I done two projects. One is SR engineer, Veritas is my client, and another one is development engineer, Vigo is my client. So when I was working as a SR engineer, my roles and responsibility is to create watch any alerts, take remedial action, add it to monitoring, and continuously make it reliability and filter out the false alerts. So our main goal is to keep the infrastructure and applications should be up and running. The SLE should be 99.9% agreement from cloud providers. We are getting so we are using API and performance infrastructure level monitoring. For API, we are using RabbitMQ for other applications and Airflow DAG. For performance and infrastructure level, we are using CloudWatch alerts, CloudWatch and Grafana and EL2. So we are getting that alerts. So based on that alerts priorities, we are making the Jira tickets and assigned to specific teams. And recent one is Creative project. Under the Creative project, my role is development engineer. So I have created infrastructure and application deployments, CI/CD using Bitbucket pipeline. So for infrastructure level, I have experience in AWS and Azure. I have experience most of that with using Terraform scripting. So, they are let me explain the pipeline. So they are updated the code. They deal with the Bitbucket pipeline. They are updated in feature plans. So we are pulling some of the libraries from Artifactory and do the gradual building. So here there is a number of stages are there like build stage, testing stage, canary deployment stage, and the production deployment, beta deployment stages are there. So when do the build, it will create image along with binary files and move to push it to private registry and deploy to QA environment. QA verifies if it is everything is okay, then my code push it to release branch. At the same time, my code is pull and push it to my container registry and deploy to Kubernetes cluster. Same thing as production level. After production 2 days, if everything working fine, then my code merge it to master. These are the complete CI/CD process we are using in recent project. Uh, yeah.
Which CI/CD tool you are using to complete the process?
So yeah, recent one is Bitbucket, and also I have an experience in Jenkins pipe. In
Bitbucket
the
and
yeah,
also Jenkins.
yes.
Okay. So CI and CD, the configuration file where you write that configuration file along with your features code, or that is separate code which you have written to create a CI/CD YML file.
Jenkins I have created completely in my own. So in that Bitbucket, there is a old code. So in that code we have updated that pod services deployments. Everything we have updated in that cluster deployments. Uh, Pulling, tagging, pushing the images. Everything we have updated in that Bitbucket. So Bitbucket contains YAML and bash scripting. So bash scripting we are using some files moved to some locations and using set command to update the files. And there is a Docker file separately. Deployment service YAML files are there in separately. Manifest file are there. Yeah, everything we have used. So we are using recently there is a Kubernetes cluster. So we have deployed to that Kubernetes cluster. So in that Kubernetes cluster, we have maintained infrastructure and that applications maintenance. We are doing like process like that. Till the pod is registered, we are responsible to do that everything. So developer always updated the code. We are using Java-based Spring Boot applications. So developer always updated the code and tester also updated the code. We are always do that build and deployments. we are also involved some domain changes. And so recent one is clear to for booking and ticketing, hotel bookings, everything we have involved in the tech and application development process.
Okay. Okay. Suppose your developer is developed any new features,
Yeah.
then you are that code you merge into your features branch.
They are updated in feature branch. That is first thing. So after that, if it is the first phase is completed, there is cutover activities is going on. So after that, we were moved to release branch.
Release, I mean dev branch.
Yeah. Development no, dev branch is related to feature branch. Release branch is after the testing has completed, we are merged to release branch. The code is merged to release branch.
Okay. I think this is UAT environment.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So it's like pre-prod environment. It is a production ready environment.
Yeah, that environments also exist, but there is a number of stages every 3 months they are updated the code, they are developed the code and updated that. So we are doing different branches.
So can you explain the end-to-end process from the beginning, from developer to production deployment? Can you explain the steps?
Yeah, same thing like what I told, same thing. So they are updated in feature branch. So they we both are dealing with the Bitbucket pipeline. So in that feature, they are continuously updating the code. So we are cloning that code and doing some changes. What are the requirements they have? Like some of the domains like cleartrip.com, cleartrip.me, cleartrip.sca, everything we have updated the domains and some of the new really configurations and Cloudinary API key and account ID, everything we have updated in that. After that, we are doing build and deployments. So when we do that build, we are taking custom build. So that build happen, it will create one image along with that binary files. So that files, that are the microservices. So that microservices we are pushed to private registry and deployed to QA environment. QA testing everything they said, so they are updated to us. So based on that, we are changing the code, checking the application logs and everything. After that, we are doing build again. So if everything goes okay, then the testing we are moved to release branch. So these continuous iteration process, agile methodology process we are following. Finally, we are moved to cloud storage, container registry and deploy to Kubernetes cluster.
So overall process, the continuous integration and continuous deployment, it is totally automated.
No, it is a manual process. We are doing one thing, one process is built, then we are deploying second step, because they are always updated the code that developer and tester. So that's why
your continuous integration and continuous deployment, is it the separate or separate? Manually you are just using some script and hitting into manual script you are using for that, or how is it?
Manual that is a Bitbucket pipeline, right? So everything has configured in that pipeline. So the dependencies, everything that are.
So that Bitbucket file, all the required steps you have mentioned, that is executed.
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right.
So for creating images, there is a Docker file here.
You are using over there how to create Docker build and Docker yes, how to build and how Docker pull, all these things you have mentioned over there.
The Bitbucket pipeline, yes.
Yeah, okay, all right. So now move on to the Terraform part. So Terraform, how long you are working in Terraform?
Terraform, I have working from 3 years. Azure 2 years nearly. AWS 1 year I have experience, and also I have involved in GCP level, but not experience they are already updated in that code.
Can you tell me why resource graph in Terraform?
Sorry.
Resource graph in Terraform. What is the use of
Yeah.
resource graph in Terraform?
Yeah. If you want to create the infrastructure like VMs, networks, and everything, like storages, if you want to create these things, you can do that automation by using Terraform or any Azure ARM templates, AWS Cloud Formation templates. You can use that. So in the Terraform, we can do that automation, that resources like if it is Azure or there is a
I think my question was different. My question was graph. There is a option in graph Terraform.
Okay. So you mean to say that that commands, right? Terraform commands.
Correct.
Yeah.
Terraform graph. What is the use of Terraform graph?
Terraform graph is there is mainly there is four commands are there. So for get Terraform init, it will initialize that configuration files and do that downloading some respected plugins. And after that, there is a validate. So validate is used to check that syntax checking, and also there is a plan. Plan is it is a light dry run process. It is used to create that state files. What are the plans you created? That everything you can find it in that Terraform state file. Then if you want to deploy that thing to specific environment or creating the infrastructure, you can use that Terraform apply. It will create everything under that environment.
Okay, so how callback on Azure are utilized with the help of Terraform?
Sorry, callback.
How callback on Azure are utilized with the help of Terraform?
Yeah, so firstly we have to do that service principal rule. So we need to first do that app registration for Terraform and given that IAM rule for everything execute read write permissions. Then only the Terraform will Azure will recognize the Terraform. After after registrations in the Terraform level, we need to provide that subscriber ID, tenant ID, client ID, client secret like that. Then the connection will happen.
Okay, and what is a remote backend in Terraform?
Yeah, on backend, you mean to say that state file, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So for communication purpose, we have stored that Terraform state file in cloud storage. That is container block storage we have stored. For every update purpose, there is a versioning is there. Then only they communicate each other with that key.
So version control, versioning also it is possible on the Bitbucket or some other version control. Why
Yes.
we are storing that into bucket? State file. Why we are storing into bucket?
Yeah, first of all, you want to give the security, right? If it is in Bitbucket, everybody can see that. So only if it is cloud level cloud storage, only that specific members can see that state file and doing update.
This is the main reason, or is there any other reason?
Uh, yes, state file. Yeah, this is the only one. This is one reason. What I told, right? That thing, and also, yeah, mainly it is a security level issues. If it is state file, if you store in Bitbucket, everybody can see that state file.
For example,
Hmm.
we are not storing our state file into GCS bucket
Okay.
or S3 bucket or Azure bucket, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But what is the other option is available to store your remote file?
Yeah, we can use Azure Vault and AWS level key management services. There is other options are there. We can configure like that.
So
That is,
Terraform, what are the version you have used?
Terraform, I have used it like I think 3 point something, 3.14.
So open source or enterprise one?
That is enterprises, ASIC enterprises we are using.
So what are the type of Terraform service providing right now? Do you know that? Do you have any idea about that?
No, Terraform service providers means
I mean
Provider, yeah,
Terraform service, Terraform whatever the service they are providing to the enterprise.
yeah, that is open source, right? We can use everywhere.
Okay, so open source that is one, right? For everybody.
Yeah. Yes.
Is there any other option they have to use?
Yeah, that is other option that is ASIC app like that. So I don't know exactly.
Terraform Cloud and Terraform
Terraform,
Enterprise.
yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Terraform, yeah. Cloud level means they have own requirements like ARM templates, cloud formations. So that is JSON format, so you cannot understand that. That is difficult to do that, execute the task. So that's why we are using Terraform for multiple Terraform files.
Okay. And do you have any experience on database?
Yes, I have an experience in Influx and MySQL databases.
Okay. So, what level of knowledge do you have in database? Basic or intermediate or advanced?
That is intermediate. So when I was working as SR engineer, that Influx DB I have used it and
Okay.
configured and everything I have checked.
Okay. So, what is the difference between elasticity and scalability in cloud computing?
Yeah, Elastic, like it is like Elastic IPs, it is a long-term basic purpose. And scaling, scaling means there is a auto scaling process is there for that servers, everything that CPU memory utilizations we can configure under that auto scaling. You can create an image and images and configure that images, everything, custom images, AMI level.
Okay, so what is the difference between Terraform Plan and Terraform Apply?
Yeah, Terraform plan is it is like a dry run. If you want, whatever the plans you created, that will reflect to in plan when giving that plan command. So it will create one state files. Under the state files, if that plan execution will there. So Terraform after it is a final stage, or like if you want to uh, create everything that will do under apply command.
What is provider?
Yeah, Terraform providers. Yeah, you have provided something to environments. So there is yeah, Terraform providers means that is if you want to anything configurations like restarting services, installing packages, everything you can create. You can do that under providers. There is a local execution providers and remote execution providers are there. Local executions are locally you have created. Remote executions, if you want to create some resources under some specific environments, so we can do that under remote executions.
That is called provisioner, not provider.
Yeah, provisioner science.
I'm asking provider. Can we use multiple provider?
Yeah, no. So same project you can not use different.
Can
Only
we?
one provider we can use. Yeah. If it is what are the given in that starting like a provider like AWS that will only AWS providers will take.
Okay. And have you ever used Terraform FMT?
Yeah, Terraform format it will show that what are the directories is there in under the project. It will show that. Yeah, format.
Now, what are the command you know Terraform command and how frequently you are using Terraform command? What are the command you are using frequently? Can you tell me?
Frequently used everything first init and validate, but mostly used init and plan everything.
Okay.
If it is plan or yeah.
What is Terraform module?
Yes, Terraform module is used to retrieve the data from state. So some other people have created some state some information. It will store the retrieve the data in under our Terraform state fields.
Okay, so how to set up Terraform on your local laptop to connect with your cloud environment? Can you explain?
Yes. So if it is Azure, first we need to give that Terraform provider and add that working directory that has equal under that we can provide some versions. After that, we should give that the connections, provider connections. If it is AWS, we can provide the secret access ID, secret ID. If it is Azure, we can provide subscriber ID, tenant ID, and the client ID and the client secret. Before that, we need to do the app registration in Azure cloud level. After that, giving IAM.
Okay, for example, whenever you are going to use Terraform apply,
Okay.
so there is one prompt. There is one prompt to ask for the approval.
Okay.
So
Yes.
that approval we don't want. What is the command to use to overcome that prompt?
Yeah, and that Azure DevOps, there is a release dates are there. So when Terraform, yeah, it will go to that my project manager mail for approvals. So he will approve, then only it will move to further.
Okay, what is Terraform workspace?
Yeah, Terraform workspace. That is multiple directories are there. So like we are working multiple workspaces. Like we can create like multiple packages like that. So if you want to execute some specific directory, we can go to the directory and execute. So if you give Terraform workspace, it will show that all directories. What are the projects you have created? The projects will show that.
Okay, Terraform output and Terraform show. What is the difference between these two?
Yeah. So output file. So if you want to provide anything at the command line level, so you can give that output and output file you can provide. Terraform show it will show that everything if you do that anything import with VNet ID everything it will show that we're using Terraform show.
Okay, have you ever used Terraform import?
Yes, Terraform import whenever the somebody has updated in their own updated in that if the project manager don't know about our like somebody has don't know our project, they are manually created that. So that's why we are imported that if it is a resource group, we need to import that resource. First, we will create a resource in that Terraform and do that Terraform import. Uh, that ID, everything we have provided. Resource group ID.
For example, in your code, someone comment something in your configuration file, right?
Yes. Yes.
Then, without checking your team member Terraform apply, then if your team member run it Terraform apply, for example, piece of code you comment out, but that as per the code, the infrastructure is in your target environment.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, what happened today morning, for example, you comment a piece of code, then
Yes.
your colleagues instead of checking anything, then hit on Terraform apply. Then what will happen?
Yeah, that already created, right? So it just refreshing that thing, because we have updated state file, right? From we are getting everything updated from our cloud storage, like container blob storage. So that will refresh the code.
Yeah, that will refresh the code. Then what will happen? Once refresh the code, then your target file and your current file will check.
Yeah, it will check.
Then what will be the outcome if your configuration file is commented?
Yeah, so I don't know exactly, but we can the state file will recognize that, right?
Yes,
So,
state file will check with your configuration file.
Yeah, first
Then
of all,
your state file will did not get that resource which you are in provision in earlier.
okay.
Then what response will provide you after checking?
I don't know. Actually, when do that apply, it will it will show that one backup state file, and that will update it in state files.
Okay, one simple example I am asking you. For example, you have created one bucket,
Okay. Yeah.
S3 bucket. So
Okay.
that S3 bucket code in the configuration file you comment out. Then again, if you will hit on apply Terraform apply, what will happen?
Okay. Okay. It doesn't anything happen. It just refreshing that code.
Only refresh and it will not happen anything.
No, it doesn't show anything.
Okay. For example, your code is commented. So if you
Okay.
are want to delete that S3 bucket, what will happen? Destroy. If you want to destroy the S3 bucket, what will happen?
It will it will show that minus icon. I think minus. It will remove, delete. If it is commented, it will show that remove. If you do that apply, it will show that it will minus means delete, plus means add. Something like it. Change means change. If it is changed, it will show that how many changes are happened.
Okay, okay. One more scenario question. For example, one EC2 instance, in one EC2 instance has been created through Terraform,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But someone by default deleted that EC2 instance manually.
Okay.
Then after one day, you just try to hit on Terraform apply. What will happen?
Yeah, it will create that EC2 instance again.
But if it will create, it will create one new EC2 instance, but your production server, right? For example, this is one of the production server. So how to prevent not to delete? So deletion, how we can prevent through Terraform?
Uh, Yeah, same. I don't know, but same thing we did before, like from night 9 to morning 5 a.m. for cost optimization purpose. They are doing some some spot instances. So they are giving one command. I forgot that. So when you giving the command, it will shut down that all services and open at morning 5 a.m. That command I forgot. The GCP level they are using one command.
Okay, for example, one task, if your manager will ask you to create 100 EC2 instance, how will create?
Yeah, first I have given that count equal to some that 100. Then if it is if it is same VNet subnets everything, then I have given depends on equal to that I have VNet subnet everything I have given. Then the count of the servers will be
Okay. What is the difference between variable.tf and terraform.tf file?
yeah. Variable.tf means we are just creating variables under that resources like for locations. That resource group VNets, everything we have created default variables. So under that command lines, it will ask that we are manually. So TFVARs, it is creating for multiple environments, that test environment, production environment, and dev environment. For that purpose, we have used TFVARs. So if you want to deploy specific environment under that command line, you can give -var file equal to that test.tfvar files that we can provide under that when do that update. Yeah.
Okay, and what are meta argument in Terraform?
Yeah, meta arguments means we can give that EC2 that everything under tag name we can provide that meta arguments.
Okay. Is it possible to create EC2 instance? Suppose you are going to create a EC2 instance, but
Yes.
there is no network, there is nothing is there in your infra, right?
Yes, yes.
So is it possible to provision EC2 instance in your cloud infrastructure?
If it is default, it will take that everything, but it is not possible because first we need to provide a network. Without network, we cannot create EC2 machines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.